Alright guys, so we are in Lima now. I'm going to turn you around so you can see everything. This is kind of what we're dealing with right now. Our truck managed to make it through. We sat there for a while and watched about 10 to 15 trucks at about our truck's side and capabilities pass through all right, and we got the courage and we made it. And about halfway through the thick stuff, we ran into these guys that this is their neighborhood where their families are. They said there's about 10 or 15 families back there, and no one's been able to get back there. So we have loaded up food, water, and blankets, and we're gonna start the trek back there and see how far we can get. Hopefully we're gonna be able to get through there. These guys said that they've been swimming in and out trying to get to either city to get food. The problem is you're about 5 to 6 miles away from Progreso, and then you're probably 15 miles from San Pedro, so it's a little tough to get to any of the locations. You can see you gotta, no worries about the power lines. All the power here has been off for probably 3.5 to 4 weeks. So all these people have been living with no power and just kind of been trying to get by. But this is what all of Lima looks like, and this is probably one of the lower parts right now. We got Pastor Allen here, who's been leading the way. He's kind of been heading up our entire hurricane relief here. For those of y'all that don't know Pastor Allen, he's the head of outreach for H2H right now, and he's got kind of all the connections to a lot of the people out here in the Lima area. This is kind of a group that we didn't really know about, and we just kind of ran into them on the road and started chatting with them and found out that they were in a lot of need back here. So this is what we're looking at right now. If you can tell, obviously Colin and Corey are a lot taller than me, so it's up to their butts. But to me, it's about up to my stomach. So these are, you can see the houses. When the hurricane came, there was so much power, it just ripped out all the trees and just threw them into these people's houses. Looks like we're starting to head back up, but we were told there's probably 10 to 15 couples back here. I would assume you're gonna have some kids in there too, so we just assumed 30 to 35. So we just brought extra stuff, but it's I mean, you just got random stuff. Like here's, looks like someone's couch that probably just got ripped right out of their home when it got destroyed. And these are, I mean, this is the area that was hit the hardest, because just where the storm hit, Progreso and Lima got hit the hardest. This is what the airport is looking like too. We're probably about 65, 70 yards from the main road. Looks like it's starting to go back up a little bit. But yeah, so the airport's in this situation. This entire neighborhood has been demolished. And Lima, for the people that have been to Progreso, Lima is more populated than Progreso. So this isn't a small community. This is a full-on city, and this is just a small portion before you get to the main part of Lima. So as we're walking through, you're hearing everybody yelling. They're just yelling to all the families to let them know that we got food coming and stuff. Also, if y'all haven't met Colin Wiles yet and Corey Siggy, once they heard I was coming down, they right away bought a ticket. and they had a lot of trouble getting here with their flights and stuff, but they kept pushing and made sure they were able to get here. So they've been doing amazing work. They, like me, and both of our families are extreme dog lovers, so every day they've been going and buying 2 massive bags of dog food, and we've been no real flood got into the houses, but flooded all around them. So with those, what we've been calling dog grenades, we're just chucking them and they're exploding, and the dogs are loving them. It was a great idea by them. Just gonna keep on scanning and see. This is how they're getting to and from their houses every day, and they're having to go multiple times a day because they got to go out, walk 5 to 6 miles into Progresso, get food and water. Now some of them are, when they get out there, if they're lucky enough, there's trucks driving by that are able to get through, and they're able to jump on the truck and get a ride into Progresso. But for the ones that aren't getting a ride, they're walking 5 to 6 miles in, and then they're walking back with all the food and water, just whatever they can hold. So like I said before, we're kind of walking through the main roads, and they're just yelling at everybody, letting them know that we have food and stuff. Y mire, si ellos están en la casa, podemos traer la comida a la casa. Ellos no tienen que salir si no quiere ser mojado. The damage is insane. Just all the trees and everything rushing, and these people had very, very little time to get out once the hurricanes really hit. So they just kind of had to grab their families and whatever was on their backs and go. So there wasn't really much of an option to just load up their stuff and get all of it out. You know, there's no real insurance or anything here for the people, and so I mean, these people just lost everything. They're just gonna have to start completely over. You see, this was a house, just kind of a smaller one in between. Most roofs are just this kind of tin type stuff. So the ones that didn't get blown off, they got pretty lucky. But it's used just clothes, couches, beds, everything's just right in the middle of the roads. Alright, so we're kind of in the main stretch of the city, or the main stretch of this part of the area right now. You can see, I mean, this is just kind of a normal road. That goes right out to the main road, back out there, and water's up to about the windows here. We're trying to stay in the middle of the road just because there's just junk everywhere. I mean, you can't see it all where you're stepping. The water's so dirty, so you just kind of got to follow. But you can see here in this house, I mean, nothing. It's gone down a bit, they said, but for the most part, this entire city, which, like I said before, is